Does she like the kitties at home?
Oh, she loves them.
I guess I should ask that louder. I guess I shouldn't just have a conversation with you.
Oh, I guess we should.
I was like, okay, Nina is here.
Should I close I opened the window for air. Should I close it? Okay.
I think it'll be okay. I just have to remember. It's your answers that matter. I can mumble I want.
Yeah.
Trevor, this is Natalia. LS has questions below. Okay. Please scroll to them. Get them. Oh yeah, I forgot. So we have a gentleman who goes by Joe21 on the board, and he's in Sweden. And so
oh, really?
we told him that you would say hello to him in Swedish. So.
It's pretty much the same. So.
Okay, well then say hello. How are you? Say something in Swedish.
Hey. Oh, is he watching?
Yep, he is.
Joe, that's an American name though. We'll end it with a Swedish goodbye later.
There you go.
Because that sounds different than the hello. Yeah, hi. It sounds the same, but it spells different.
Okay, so I'm trying to find their questions. They said they were down below, so I'm having to dig. So in the meantime, how many cats are in the sanctuary? Approximately.
About 100. Constantly changing when we get more or adopt one out, or they go to foster, but it's usually right above 100. And then we have the nursery, which is usually between 30 to 50. So total on the premises, 130 to 150.
Okay, so people are asking, I mean, I know the answers to this, but you're going to have to answer them. How do we get most of our cats, either from shelters, walk-ins with rescues? How do we come about them?
So the sanctuary, it's quite different than the rest of the organization. The sanctuary, most of our cats, we get our returns. So cats that were adopted out and then are returned for whatever reason. Person passes away, they have a kid and they no longer want a cat, or they're randomly, suddenly shows up in a shelter and we don't know how it happened. Or like Gizmo, who's in there, who was abandoned in a hotel room. So cats that were adopted out and then returned, they usually end up here because they're usually older and have less of a chance to be adopted out. So they become kind of forever residents here with the possibility of being adopted out, but a lot of times they just end up living here. And then Kitten Rescue as a whole gets about half of our cats from like street rescue and the other half from the shelter. And that's where this year we started the bottle feeding program, the nursery here. All of those kittens are from the shelter, because that's a grant we got from Best Friends.
And so too, they're asking if we take in semi-feral rescues, but we would, but they'd have to come from the same type of situation of what you're saying, right?
Yeah,
even they came from a.
We try to not do that anymore. When we have a lot of feral cats here that have been here for a long time, but if it's new cats, we try to not do that. Feral cats are just much happier on the street. A feral cat is like a raccoon. They don't want to live in a home.
How did Feral Daryl get his name?
I don't actually know. He's been here for so long.
That was just a random question. It just reminded me of it.
He's been here for so long. And a lot of the cats that are feral that are here are ones that volunteers took in as kittens and thought they could socialize, but they either didn't work hard enough at it or they trapped them too late in life and it was too late. If you get a kitten when they're under 6 weeks, you can usually socialize them. But these ones just remained feral. So now we try to trap, neuter, and release instead if volunteers have feral cats in their neighborhood, and just make sure they're fed, that they're spayed and neutered, and then just let them live on the street.
Yeah, they're taking care of quite a few colonies, right? Number of the volunteers?
Oh yeah, there's lots of volunteers that take care of feral cats.
Let's see, do you have any advice for those trying to introduce a new cat to an established family of cats?
Sorry, you're taking a new cat and introduce them to... Oh.
a new cat to an established family of cats.
Oh, okay.
Any advice?
So the absolute most important thing to do is to keep them separated. The new cat should be in a separate room, and all cats really should be started in a small space because cats get so insecure in new spaces. Even if it seems like a social cat, they still have insecurities. So start them there. They can sniff each other through the door. You can take a blanket that the cat's been laying on and bring out to your other cats, and vice versa. Take blankets from your cats in there. Then you start feeding the cats on opposite sides of the door. So if you have the cat in the bathroom, for example, you put a bowl of canned food on one side and then one on the other side so they can eat while smelling each other. And then eventually you can either put up baby gates and let them see each other while they eat, or you can crack the door a little and let them see each other while they eat. The important thing is to make everything positive. Every time they see each other, hear each other, smell each other, something positive should happen. So give them a treat or play with a toy, and do all interactions during feedings. And then eventually they should stop growling at each other, and then you can put your cat away and let the other cat explore the space, and eventually they can just hang out together short spurts at a time. Until they're completely integrated. And it's normal for there to be some hissing, and that's not bad. Like even if you do a very slow intro, usually they'll still hiss at each other, that's okay. But if there's growling and someone lunges at the other cat, then you've moved too fast and it's time to start over. It's important the first meeting is a positive one and you don't rush it, because the impressions stick with them. And if a cat gets scared of the other cat, then they might remain scared for a long time.
Yeah, they're asking us to check on Lulu that I told you she was.
Oh yeah, her weight was good today. Can you sit here for 1 second? Do something. Thank you.
Back of you. Right at the back of you. What's up, little one? Everybody wants to know when you're gonna start doing pooping and scooping. Since you are the next manager in training. Asked Natalia how she likes kittens. Nina says she likes kittens quite a lot.
Yes.
Does she have a favorite one at home?
She does have a favorite, only because that cat has her as a favorite, so he is always coming in. And it's the cat I thought would move in under the bed once she was born, because he's so shy.
Is that the ginger?
No, he's very social. He's black and white. I got him from a LA shelter a few years ago. I went to donate blankets and I heard him howling from a cage. Yeah, he loves her and she loves him, so it's really great.
Someone's asking if the 4 sputered kittens will go to adoption this weekend and Lulu stay.
Oh, the ones that are fixed, they'll probably go to adoptions this weekend. I'm trying to get it figured out. We'll see, because there's Kitten Rescue's having a huge adoption
That's right,
event.
Winter Wonderland or something.
Yeah.
Right.
It was so exciting.
She says, I need a question.
Oh, there's a Swedish word, cat. Sounds the same as the English one.
Cat. Captain. Let's see, Gorski?
Probably Wills and Billy Joe.
Yeah, I saw Willis cruising his way over there earlier. So they want to know how you got started at KR.
Actually through an adoption.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. Anyone who a cat that looks just like what's his name, Xanadu, that was adopted. You remember Xanadu and what's it? Theo and San.
Oh yeah, Theo and San. Yeah.
San, yeah.
Yeah,
So San, my cat looks just a copy of that, and it was 7 years ago, I think. I needed a friend from that kitten I had rescued from my street, and so I walked into a Petco, and there was Onyx, and I adopted him. And then I was thinking, I was pretty new to LA, and I didn't have any friends here, so I thought I should find a volunteer organization, and then I contacted Kitten Rescue, who I had just adopted from, and so I volunteered for 4 years before I started working here.
The rest is history.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
There you are. You're
just typed
sleepy.
something in Swedish.
Sen just är sen hemma något som svarar på frågan om katten. Nope, I did not. He asked if I know a person that does, she has like a TV show about cats. No, I don't know that person at all. That's the thing, anything popular culture from the last 10 years while I've been here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so out of the loop on anything on TV or any celebrities in Sweden for the last 10 years. I don't know her. I'm gonna look that up though.
Yeah, sometimes he comes on the board and he'll put the questions out that people had asked her and what their answers are.
Oh, really?
I've seen him do that, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I'll have to look up that person.
What can you tell us about Miss Holly and her treatment or no treatment, or what is her status?
So currently there's no treatment being done because she's still healthy and everything. But so she, I hope they can still hear me through the baby talks. Let's sit you down and see if she'll
I've got lots to say.
Nope. So she tested positive for FELV, which when kittens get it, unfortunately, it is fatal before their first year birthday usually. What we're hoping to do is a medical treatment that is not very common in the US, but it's been tested lots in Europe. So it's basically a similar treatment to what HIV patients get. So we're hoping to get that started, but you can't start it until the cat is starting to show any signs of illness.
So it's actually good at this
Yeah,
point that she's
it's
not
good
being
that
treated.
yes, exactly, because she is still completely healthy. And we're hoping she's strong and healthy, and there's been good results with this medication, so we're very hopeful it'll work.
What about Casey? Does he show signs, or he's just tested positive and he's a carrier?
Yeah, so that's a kind of a mystery with when adults get it and somehow don't seem to show any signs of illness. Some adults get it and get very sick and pass away, and some must just turn into carriers and do just fine, because we have cats that have had it their whole lives and end up passing away from other things like kidney disease when they're old.
Has he asked for his own room so he could have a timeout from Holly yet?
Oh, I see them cuddling so often. They're so cute.
They are cute.
Holly goes and just lays right on top of him. But he does have to deal with a lot of abuse from Holly.
Jamie said hello, by the way.
Hello.
From Miss Pearly. Let's
Aw, Pearly girly.
And there's lots of, please tell her that Natalia is a doll, and we've gotten, can we be quiet so that they can listen to Natalia, please?
She has a lot to say today.
She does. She's actually the one that called the babysitter and said, no, I've got an interview I've got to get to. We don't need you today.
You can stay home.
Yeah, I can't see my phone anymore without my glasses. So let's see. I know they're asking about Miss Ellie, but Dawn was just here yesterday. They could hear her, so I don't think there's any new news in the last 24 hours, right?
No, yeah, kind of hiding, sometimes coming out. Yeah, you probably all heard it yesterday.
And someone else is asking if there's any advice for socializing a shy cat like Miss Ellie.
It's just taking it real slow, just keeping them in one room. Go in there, sit there at feeding time, sit there and pet them. And get some treats and stuff to try to get them to come out. Just really be very patient is the main thing, and introduce them to bigger and bigger spaces over time. Keeping things quiet and gentle.
Someone said I heard Nina say she started at KR as a volunteer. When she started actually working there, was she and Mimi? Actually, Mimi was a volunteer too before she became a caretaker, right?
Yeah, she was. So I actually didn't volunteer a lot here at the sanctuary. I mainly volunteered as a foster parent and at our Petco store enclosures where I did cleaning once a week for 5 years. And I would come here once in a while. Mimi was a volunteer here cleaning and stuff. I was involved in a bunch of different ways all throughout KR.
Have you gotten used to having sound in the kitten room, so now everybody can hear you when you're singing?
I don't even know. I saw a comment one day saying something about my singing, and I don't even realize I do it.
You liked it.
I sing all day long, and I don't think about it. So I was like, oops, I better watch it, but I can't help it. Yeah, I don't actually think about the mic when I'm in here. I just go on and talk to the cats.
I don't think I think about it until I get claws through the skin, and then all of a sudden I remember to say, shoot! Trying to get to the rest of the questions I saw. But what did I do with them?
Where's Joe from? Has he said?
Joe, can you tell us where in Sweden? I don't remember if he has.
Oh, okay.
So someone else is asking, how many total volunteer hours per week in the sanctuary does it take to keep this place running? Or how many staff do you think about caretaker and volunteer hours are put in?
Staff, I know, it's total of 18 hours a day, so times 7. And then the volunteers, it's not necessary to keep the place running, but they really help in keeping it cleaner, and plus hanging out with the cats and stuff. But we have Nellie, who most everyone knows is a volunteer. She does a lot of like heavy duty cleaning. She comes on the weekends. She's here for like 6 hours,
Saturday,
probably
yeah.
Saturday and Sunday. She does the same thing. And she does a lot of cleaning, and we have other volunteers who come and help out several days a week.
Yeah,
so
I've seen Sandra mop and
yeah, so they really help keeping it as clean as it is, and a lot of people that don't come to clean, they just come to hang out with the cats, which is really needed as well. But I guess the basic needs are covered by 18 hours a day.
So let's see, how did you learn to do the chipping and sub-Qs and other fun medical things? Were you trained in-house? Or,
Yeah, I was trained in-house. So medicating I had done because I've had cats always, so I knew how to give meds. I did not know how to give vaccines or sub-Qs, so that was all trainings with Ben. Ben filled up vaccines and stuff. We did with saline solution and
practiced away.
Practice giving fluids and vaccines. And what else? What else was it learning? Was it that?
I think that was it. It was chipping. Yeah, chipping.
Chipping. Yeah, chipping came later. Ben said, learn this first, and then we'll learn microchips because it's harder. It's such a big needle. So that's something I actually didn't start doing until a year or so ago. Also, thanks to Ben showing me, and then he even gave me a video to look at over and over if I ever felt
needed refreshing.
A little insecure. But
I've never seen you be insecure. I've seen you grab those cats and they're like, they are just a stuffed animal if that's need be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, once you know how to do it, it flows on pretty well. And the cat handling I already knew just from dealing with a lot of feral cats and having my own cats and all the years of volunteering. the other thing I had to learn that I'd never done was how to net a cat when we need to take feral cats to the vet.
Oh.
We need to use our net. That was
That sounds not like
quite
something
exciting.
I want to learn.
But it's a good thing those net exist, so we can get everyone medical care, even the feral ones.
Okay. I don't know that. I don't know that we're gonna know this. So actually, just one of our cam ops wants to know how many KR cats are returns compared with those that stay with their families for life. Is there?
How many are returned compared to how many stays?
Yeah. See,
Not
the
many,
returning gotta
honestly.
be a small percentage,
It's
right?
a-
Otherwise, we'd have 1,000
Yeah.
cats here.
It's a very, very small percentage. We adopt out about 1,000 cats a year. Ben would know the return numbers, but I don't think it's more than maybe 20 a year. So yeah, it's
And they're asking, do you ever get to talk to those that return their cats to find out why? I think Ben just goes, here, Nina, here's another cat, right?
Yeah.
He runs away. I think he told me that once, actually. Here, Nina, it's your problem now.
how the returns work.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a little man. So usually we always ask the foster parent that used to foster them if they can take the cat back. And if they can't, because they now have a bunch of cats or they no longer foster, then Ben checks with me if we have room. And basically it is, we better have a room because we have nowhere else to put
He
the
dumps
cat.
and runs.
Yeah, so usually they go back to foster homes. It's the one that can't that end up here.
Right.
You're doing so good.
Pauline's asking how many furry babies you have at home.
I have 5 cats and a pit bull.
Does Natalia like the pit bull, or is she more of a kitty?
She doesn't care so much. I don't know if it's because he's so big or he doesn't do anything as fun as the cats. The cats jump around and that's pretty exciting. So she kind of likes the dog. She'll smile at him sometimes when he walks by, but and when I throw the ball for him, that's exciting. Other than that, she's all about the cats.
Looks like I missed a question. It was something about, do you have any advice for creating an uncooperative cat? It sounds like you guys use a net.
If it's a feral cat, yeah, if it's just an uncooperative cat, the best trick I've learned is put the carrier and actually put the cat backwards in front of the carrier so they don't take the carrier out beforehand so they don't hear it first off and leave it open. Then take the cat and put them with the butt towards the door and then gently just push the front of the cat, and before they even know it, they'll be in the carrier and you close the door.
I never even thought about doing that.
Yeah,
I go to put Obi in, Obi's like,
yeah. That's what they do, yeah. A vet taught me that trick and it pretty much always works. Yeah, you do the front first and they go all legs out. Hi Lulu. You doing good? You were just tired, huh?
oh yeah.
She's scared of the caterpillar.
Oh. Scared of the caterpillar. You guys are all tuckered out. You all tuckered out? Trevor, you're an instigator. You're an instigator.
She's teething, so she's gets a little annoyed. It hurts in there.
They'd like to know more about netting cats.
Oh, okay. So we have, basically looks like what's that called? Like a fish net. Like you have a big pole and a round ring and then there's a net on it. And then pretty much you put the net over, make sure the metal ring is tight to the ground, put a towel over right away so the cat isn't stressed. They calm down right away, and then I just gruff them through it and plop them into the carrier.
She makes it sound really easy, guys.
It's kind of tricky at first, but putting the towel over is really it just calms them down right away. Usually.
How is Misan and her 2 kittens?
Oh, they're doing great. The black one was not gaining a lot of weight at first, but it's now the last 3 days just doing excellently. But the other one is still double the size, double the weight, the gray and white one. It's so cute.
So, will those guys go to foster? Will they come in here depending on how long will you guys keep them in ISO?
They'll need to be in well, they kind of are through the isolation period already. They could potentially go into the nursery to have a little more space, or they might end up in here because really we don't get a lot of kittens in the
We have to stop
wintertime.
bringing black cats
Yeah.
in and we need to work this out.
Yeah, so they might end up here, but it would be not until all of these guys
Yeah.
are out. And we'll see, maybe there'll be more small kittens in here by then. Otherwise, they'll probably end up in foster.
So do we have any apps for these guys that you know of right now?
No, they really need to go to an event and get some interest. I've heard lots of people are interested in, especially Camilla,
Yeah.
but I don't have anything kind of solid. Everyone just loves Camilla.
Okay, so if you guys are out there in Southern California and you hear that, they're all available.
Yes.
So go to kittenrescue.org /adopt has the questionnaire on it.
Yeah, that's the questionnaire right there under adoption, the adoption tab.
How many cats would you consider sanctuary cats for life due to medical issues or any other reasons?
So let's see. I just sent a link of adoptable cats to someone that's going to do bios for them, so I should know.
I have that link too. I should have that too. I tweeted
So
in
it
my
should
email.
be, I would say 75 out of the 100 will live here for life. And the other 25, some have some different issues, behavioral or medical, but they're totally adoptable. In theory, everyone's adoptable, but a 10-year-old feral cat is not going to get adopted.
Right.
But yeah, so 75 of the cats we have here will spend their lives here for sure. And most of those are feral, and they'll be very happy spending their life here, because in a home they wouldn't be so happy anyways.
So tell us about Sabbath, your office cat.
Sabbath, he did this to me yesterday, right here. He has a temper, but he's an awesome cat. He just don't do anything to him that he doesn't want. Don't tickle him or try to pick him up when he tries to escape through the front door. He was adopted at one point and then returned for no real reason. And then he did terribly back in the sanctuary, so when I first started working here, I made him my office cat, and that's where he's been, and he's pretty happy in there. He's very sweet.
I've noticed he's like starting to take to wanting to stroll around outside of it though.
Yeah, that's what caused this, because yesterday he wanted to do that,
Yeah.
and he wasn't ready to go back inside when I picked him up.
So I did count on the email. We have 23 of the ones that are currently in the sanctuary that we have available, and that's not counting Miss Ellie or any of these guys. So
Okay. So probably
that's what we have in theirs.
Yeah, so then it would be about 75 of them that are forever residents.
Champ being the senior resident, or just the senior because he's the oldest? Do you know who the most senior resident is?
He is the oldest.
He is.
We think because he was an outdoor cat that someone trapped when they thought about 4 years old, so we don't know for sure, but he's at least 17 years old. I have a lot of senior, but he's the oldest one.
I have people asking about whether you think Anthony and Cleo would be joining in here, because I think they were supposed to have the others not come back.
Is Chloe the one that's the white Siamese?
Yeah, you gotta come feed them. Now they'll really think it's a party in here. They're like, we have me, Natalia, and Nina. Like, it's good.
Come on, guys.
And you can, never mind, it's okay. When you're done, you can bring that to the sanctuary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I will
Okay.
do that.
Alright.
Thank you.
Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. Lily. Ooh, yummy.
So are they still being transitioned from raw food Have
Yeah.
they given up trying to transition?
No, they're still being transitioned. It looks like this time, yeah, it's all mixed. This one has a little raw food and more canned. This has a little canned and more raw. Looks like they're all going for the raw portion of the food. Camilla, here's one with raw food. Just do it. It's fine. Yeah, that's what they all want.
Too delicious.
I feel like I was just in the middle of answering a question.
I know.
I don't remember what it was. Something champ.
Senior cats.
Oh, I don't know. Oh well.
Fish. You guys hungry? Hey, buddy.
Already
Already
are. Oh, you cannot. Luckily, she doesn't have a very strong grip yet, but she grabs.
She
cat's
grab your
fur
hair or
constantly.
the
Oh yeah,
cat's?
my hair too.
Oh, you know what? They were asking about any new ones from the nursery that would be coming over.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
So
what it was.
so Chloe or Cleo, what Chloe?
Cleo.
Right?
I think it's Cleo for Cleopatra.
Oh okay. Is that the white Siamese?
I think so. But don't hold me to it.
Okay.
Yes.
I think those are the one, and Anthony is the one that's kind of shy. They were supposed to come in here, but then Camilla and Animal were returned, so there's not really room right now. They will probably be the next ones up if they don't find a foster though. Once someone gets adopted out. And then for Lulu, I just made a spay appointment today, so it'll be December 8th.
There you guys go. So Lulu goes for her spay on December 8th. And I've got lots of highs and lots of Natalia's adorable.
Oh.
And we did hear you singing. You have a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you.
So one person, Mary says, my 2-year-old cat eats 100% raw. I'm curious why we start out the kittens on raw and then transition them to canned. Is it easier on potential owners?
Yeah, it's it'd be way too expensive to feed the number of cats we have raw food all the time.
I can validate that.
And then a lot of owners don't feel comfortable feeding raw food. So if we send them off to the home, never having eaten canned food, they might just completely refuse to eat, which wouldn't be good. Oh, you're getting hungry.
She's like, they're eating. I'd like to eat too, Mom.
So I think, did that answer?
So is that why we start them off that way? I mean, is it healthier when we started off?
Yeah, so what we kind of noticed, what Ben realized, is a lot of times when you bottle feed kittens, once they go over to canned food, they always get stomach problems, and you always deal with weight loss and lethargy and things like that. What he noticed is if he moves them directly to raw, he didn't see those problems. They just did perfectly. So that's why we started doing that here. But yeah, if she's able to feed a raw food to her cat, that's great. Many people in rescue believe that raw food is the absolute best thing you can feed your cat. But if you
My
ask,
cats liked it.
yeah,
They do not like the stuff now. I mean, MJ is okay with it, but Obi does not like. And I tried them. So they switched to the Hills CD, and Obi doesn't like it. So I tried the Royal Canin SO. Absolutely not.
oh
We
really?
wouldn't have any of that. So we're back to the CD for him. So it's alright. When he gets hungry enough, he eats, but he has no excitement about going over to the bowl once he hits. So poor guy.
Yeah, if you ask vets about raw food, they're always against it, but then rescue people are all for it.
You are a chatter.
She's
She's like
very
yeah.
hungry now.
Okay, so The little one, our superstar, is getting hungry, so last call for questions, and I have a feeling that we could probably get Nina to sit down with us for another half an hour next, like in January or something, we could do it again?
Yes,
Okay.
for sure.
So we'll do it again like in January, but if you guys have any last questions so that she can go eat, that would probably be a good thing. Before she decides she wants to eat what's in the kitty's tray.
Oh, that would be so bad.
Is she sleeping through the night?
No.
No.
No, I would get up every 2 to 3 hours.
Did you sit? Hey, Animal. Animal, you're a snuggle buddy. Yes.
Oh, and I should tell everyone I'll be out of town.
Are you going home for the holidays?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your parents were at her though. They've seen her already, right?
Yeah, my mom came with my sister, and then my dad came with his family recently. So everyone. My grandma just made it over here, and she's 88.
Oh,
She was
nice.
here for 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Okay, so when are you leaving so they don't freak out, and when are you coming back? 'Cause-
December 14th, and I'll be back December 28th.
There
So
you
you'll
go.
see me in here December 29th. And I'll be in contact with everyone while I'm gone.
So you act like such a sweetie, but you're not always so sweet. You like to instigate, and then you whine.
Yeah, he starts the fighting and then he gets
Yeah, then
upset.
he whines.
That's just the Siamese in him.
Do you stop adoptions around Christmas time so that kittens can't be given as Christmas gifts?
No, because it wouldn't happen with our process regardless, because we require that everyone, the person that's going to be the owner, has to meet the cat, and we do a home visit and the questionnaire, and it has to be the person that's going to take care of the cat that answers the questionnaire. And our doing the home visit and everything would pretty much ruin the surprise for the person anyways.
And then somebody wants to know what exactly is raw food.
It's pretty much just like raw meat and organs ground up, and you have to make sure it's a high quality one, so that that's why it gets expensive.
Yeah,
because
because
you
mine
want
was
to make
the
sure.
instinct one that you told me about. That's
Yeah.
what I
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good one, but it gets expensive.
had. I was just gonna say that's like I said, it's actually cheaper with the stuff that they have on prescription now than the instinct.
Oh yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, so you can't just go and buy the cheap meat at the grocery store, because that really has
That's
to be
not gonna
cooked.
work, yeah.
Yeah, because it could have salmonella and E. coli and stuff in it. You could get it from a butcher if it's like if it's good and you know it's from a reputable place. And you can make your own, but you have to make sure it has everything the cat needs, especially taurine, which you get from the organs.
And taurine's important for like the heart and lots of things, right?
I don't know exactly what it's important for, but cats can't survive without it.
Yeah. Because that's usually the issue with like feral cats, right? Because they don't always have enough taurine. Sometimes, maybe.
I don't actually know.
Huh? I might teach Nina something.
Yeah.
Don't count on it. Don't hold your breath.
It should be. I mean, yeah. If they eat commercial cat foods, they should have enough of it. But if they're just eating scraps from the garbage, then yeah, they'll end up deficient in taurine. Yeah, don't actually know what would happen, because I've never seen that since we feed our cats the regular cat food.
Okay, I'm sorry if I missed any of the questions. You guys know how hard it is to do the updates on the phone, because not always, like if I refresh it too soon when somebody's typing, then I don't see it, and yada yada yada. So anyways, thanks for tuning in to see Nina and
Thank you.
Natalia. Oh wait, there's one more question. Do you think there's a way lower, do do you think there's a way to lower the number of cats getting returned, and do you feel your adoption process is adequate for screening owners? I do, but.
Yeah, it's a very thorough
I
process.
have been at my house, I do.
Sometimes, I mean, returns are things you can't count for, like 2 12-year-olds we got recently, their owner ended up, she got dementia and she couldn't take care of them anymore. I don't think there's a way to do more thorough screening. Sometimes some of the ones we get returned were adopted out so long ago when the process was not as thoroughly established, maybe. But and then it's always up to the individual foster parent too, but they have to always do the same screening, but it's up to everyone's own judgment if they think the owner is ready or not. And sometimes you talk to someone and you, like, I know a situation where they said this cat is very shy, it'll, you know, stay hidden for weeks and weeks and not come out, and the people gave the cat one day and then came back and said this cat is too shy. You know, so you never know. And then people who say, cross the box saying if they're gonna have kids they'll keep the cat, and then
Everything changes.
have a baby and they say I don't want this cat anymore.
Right. Okay, last one. Does LAKR get any corporate food donations?
Sometimes. We haven't gotten one for a long time now, but we do sometimes. The dry food we currently feed, Halo dry food, that was a huge donation that we got.
Okay, I don't let you go before they ask more questions. 'Cause she'll never get her fed.
Oh, I was gonna say about the returns, one common thing we get returns for is cats that have started peeing outside the litter box. So that's also something you can't foresee beforehand. Maybe the cat is just unhappy in their home, or there's a baby's born and they start peeing in places. So that is actually a common reason. And it's the same if you go to the shelter, why are a lot of cats there? Because they peed somewhere they shouldn't. And we've had that happen. We've had cats returned for that, and then we place them in a new home, and there's no problems.
What about stomatitis? How come that's so prevalent? Or I shouldn't say it's not prevalent. I mean, we have a number of cats in the sanctuary that have it. And when I say stomatitis, people always think it's something to do with their stomach, and it's not. So like maybe you should tell them.
Oh yeah, stomatitis is an autoimmune disease actually, and it's one where the gums, the back of the mouth gets really, really swollen and sore. It's very painful, so you end up having to put the cats on steroids usually. I think the reason it's so common here is one, they never get adopted out because no one wants to adopt a cat with stomatitis. It's a horrible thing to have to deal with. And then sometimes we've had some adopted out. Sometimes it can be resolved just by extracting all the teeth behind the canines. So then they can actually be adopted out. But if they need steroids for life, people don't want to have to deal with that. And then, so I think that's one of the reasons. The other reason is that they think the stomatitis can come from several different causes. They think one of them is viral, maybe from calicium or the herpes virus. So in big like cat shelters like this, everyone gets what everyone else has. So if it's caused by calicium, for example, one cat has it from that strain, then another one might get it. Yeah.
Alright, my dear, I won't look at my phone again because if I do, there'll probably be more questions. So thank you again very much for doing this. I know everybody loved it, and thanks for making the time. And
Sure.
I know I will see you before you leave, but have a good holiday from everybody else.
Thank you.
I'll be back.
And tack.
Is that Swedish? So we're goodbye?
Thank you. No, it's tack. Goodbye is hej då.
And is Natalia going to be bilingual?
Yeah, I only speak Swedish to her.
That's what I've heard you did.
It's my.
Does your husband speak Swedish?
He's getting pretty good at it now.
You're forcing him to now.
He was already learning before, but it was kind of slow. But now he's learning a lot from listening to me talking to her.
Right.
Yeah, no, I have family members that don't know any English, so she definitely needs to know Swedish.
Okay, Anna, I have to go, buddy. I have to go. You're gonna have to find another lap. You're gonna have to find another lap. I'll take those plates into the sanctuary.
Oh, thank you.
So are you excited about the plane ride too? Sweet.
We'll see. It's gonna just be me because Spencer's coming 3 days later
Oh,
because he has
gosh.
to work. So it's me and a baby, a stroller and a car seat and
Oh my gosh.
luggage.
Filled for moms who deal with it.
Luckily, they didn't used to do direct flights, but they do now. There's Norwegian
That'll make
Air.
it easier, yeah.
Yeah, it's still 12 hours in the air. We'll see.
And with no cats to play with, Mom.
Yeah, no cats.